Now, I already have to say this before I start anything. This is going to be another one of those shows I review where, off the rip, I'm going to tell you the rating right now, okay? Amazing, fantastical, 10 out of 10. I genuinely say this is perfect anime through and through. There's one part that's kind of weird, but it doesn't fully go into weirdness, so therefore like it kind of technically cancels it, whatever. Regardless, my point is this show here, which is called Bouken Shite Koro, is a 1989 animation. So these guys back then were creating metas. They were breaking down barriers of staleness that was in the industry back then, which even you could argue that wasn't necessarily true, because technically speaking, this probably was more like a direct to DVD type of production, but it's still stellar, so phenomenal. Basically what this is you're taking a whole cast, a ragtag group of people with this independent startup group of OnlyFans production called Apollo Productions, right? And it's taking the hilarity of them being in the profession for years, a newbie coming and joining the group, and basically having a slight love interest and how complicated that is despite what their jobs are, right? It's hilarious. I genuinely feel like they did some research in how an OnlyFans crew like this would interact with one another, how they view other people when they're trying to see them on camera, how casual they are around other people when they don't have their clothes on, how deep they get into projects, how easy it is to involve yourself in this type of lifestyle and be completely immersed in it without realizing how deep you've been in it. Like, it's just like so many tiny things like that. It just makes it such a gem to watch. Genuinely, I have to say though, as refreshing as this is and as wholesome as this is, it is still what it is. So you take that with a grain of salt there, but it being 45 minutes each and basically most of the episode being pure content, not like in the sensual sense, but like an actual like plot development wise, second, third, it is a lot more palatable. It generally feels like I'm watching a show rather than just a constant barrage of pixels getting rubbed together to turn white. What's up guys, 747 and welcome to watch Plus Camera content coming your way. Yep, no face cam again, okay? I'm working on this, leave me alone. So again, I mentioned what we're watching, and despite this not having that many views on the website I'm watching it on, I have to say at this point, there are some shows I review that aren't getting any views in general because they need to be shown to more people so they can get watched more often. So, you know, in turn, people open up and realize that it isn't as depressing to look at the catalog full of depraved shows like I watch, right? At the end of the day, there are shows that I generally do watch of this category, of this degree, that I would rewatch just for the hell of it because it's an entertaining show, not because it's just full of the mashing, you know what I'm saying? What makes this show very interesting and compelling is that it takes the whole work-life balance, it takes the whole romantic balance, and it spins it off at another level that kind of makes you go, oh, I never thought of it that way. So for example, the very first episode, we have our boy here, our main character of the century, Kogani. Kogani had dreams and aspirations of basically becoming Spielberg, the next Spike Lee, the next insert famous director here that I can't think of. But one thing led to another and he pulled up at the doorstep. Now, part of the reason why he did go there obviously was because he wanted to be the one doing the action and also wanted to be filming it as well. Obviously, that's a major interest because he actually was trying to get into the filming business. And then he meets his girl on the way. And I knew immediately love interest there. But the thing with love interest, right, is that since she's also director, she knows that this man is going to be in multiple films, but she's going to be in love with him. They turn on the NTR gauge and they turn it off whenever they feel like it, which I kind of find funny. The balance, you have to have a balance because it's like a real thing. Yujiki and the cameraman, Yuji Tana, other people as well. There are many side characters with their own different types of personalities that add a little seasoning to the entire show itself. I love it. The very first two episodes are showing them basically them being broke as hell, no money, because at the end of the day in Japan, if you can't make your stuff mainstream, you're staying an independent OnlyFans production, it's kind of hard to get the business up running up, right? And they have constant running jokes, running gags like, oh, I would take my workers' money, but my pride won't let me do that because I need to do this myself. I need to find a sponsor for the next project. And it's like, damn, that hit me in the feels. I didn't come here to get lectured about taking pride in your work. I didn't come here to understand that the ego of self-actualizing work is a lot more than just making the money. It's more of the passions. No. if I want to listen to any of that, I would watch a motivational speaker, okay? But the fact that it just casually threw that in there, like I wasn't expecting it, was amazing. It's fantastic. It's spectacular. I'm glad I watched this when I saw the type of shit, right? Just sprinkle it in there. Obviously, corny jokes as well. You know, those corny nosebleed jokes that do occur in the third, but it left me with a positive outlook on the world than any other show I've watched within recent history. Like, period, in general. Like, I'm watching Parasite again, and in comparison to that, I would much rather watch Bouken and Shite again over watching Parasite through and through. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's giving me that type of vibe as well. I will say this too. In the second episode, we have them basically getting out of the loan sharks' grips and claws, and now they are facing another project where they have to get another massive sum of money, because then again, to make projects in the first place and pay the people working there, you have to get money. Obviously, you have to accrue capital to therefore make more capital. And they're just saying, hey, everybody get jobs. When they're at jobs, our boy here, Kogani, is a stripper, a male stripper, which, hey, shout out to Generals, right? Shout out to Knack for breaking Generals in 1989. Jesus Christ. So when he's doing that, he meets up with another prominent, famous director / actress, or actress turned director in the movie business scene. And she gives him his card, and they're getting set to collaborate. She's extremely interested in working with the Apollo gang to get their next scene going in collaboration with them, because she also benefit from collaborating with them since they're very passionate about their works, very independent. They can be very experimental with everything they do, right? And the thing is, Yoshiko had to put her own prowess to the test by arousing our main character here in front of Mr. Daigo, they can give a major loan to, which then they can start the whole project, right? I can't even continue on that because like it's so fun. Like generally, just watch that scene for itself. Like it's kind of hard to explain. When I say hard to explain, I don't mean like I can word for word explain what it is, but like it's much easier to go through the entire process for yourself to digest everything like that. And that's nothing about the show, right? There's so many nuances, so many tiny little inside jokes, so many outside jokes as well, so many obvious jokes as well, quips and quirks like that make it a bit closer to a 10 to me than 9 out of 10 for me, honestly. So the context for this clip is Ogawa got kidnapped by this Rex Ryan looking motherfucker here, and that he's watching it unfold, and now he's gonna unleash his final plan, which is to go in there in a juggernaut suit and basically use his libido to capture everybody and drink Ogawa's urine. That's it. I'm being dead ass. That's context.
とうとう来おったかアポロのゲスども。シナリオ変形。
Also, as well, one thing I do have to mention about the show that is in the third episode, where it's a virgin they have to film. They go through the whole trope of the director confronting Yujiki again. Yujiki's like, no, you're a virgin. I can't deal with this. You're not seducing anybody. You're not even real. Why would you want a virgin film her first scene on camera? It's so weird. And then a whole plan set up of like her seducing him. Ogawa seducing Yujaki. And then it's like, oh no, she can't seduce people. You're just stupid. Like, okay. Bouken Shite, phenomenal show, fantastic. I can't recommend this enough. If I do any more, you'll call me a bot because I'm giving this so many positive reviews. But yeah, that is that. All right, guys, I'm on outro, but if I do, it wouldn't matter because no makes sense of the video. Good night. Again, I left a lot of things out. I try to make it as spoiler-free as possible for this one, simply because I want you to watch it. The shows that I fully flesh out, that I fully explain, fully describe, they're not that good. Not that great. I noticed that about myself, for sure. I noticed that about myself, because why would I spend time watching the show and then subtly, vaguely poking at it if it's a dog shit show? I can just tear it from the get-go, just tear it immediately from its core, just tear its core philosophy down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just much easier to tear down the show by describing it how awful it is, rather than alluding to how bad it is in a vague sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just pinpoint accuracy. It's like aiming for the legs when you're fighting someone who's 7 foot tall. That's a much easier thing to do than trying to shoot them in the head. I don't know what the analogy was there, but yeah, see you guys next time.